Good morning. It's Friday, August 7th, and you're looking at a live view of Falcon 9 as it awaits its 1:12 a.m. Eastern launch time from Pad 39A at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. This will be the first mission from this pad since we launched Bob and Doug to the International Space Station over 2 months ago. Hello from SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California. My name is Yomezo, and I'm a Dragon Integration and Test Engineer here at SpaceX. We are doing this at the request of our rideshare customer, flying on board today's mission, which is our second smallsat rideshare on a Starlink mission to date.
Good early morning. I'm John Isbrecher, Falcon 9 Principal Integration Engineer here at SpaceX.
Stage 1 engine chill has started.
And there we've got the confirmation. Stage 1 engine chill has started. Now on the weather front, the good news is the weather's cooperating. We were watching clouds to the west, but the probability of good weather has been increasing, and we should stay go for the last 6 minutes of the countdown. Also, the upper altitude winds are fairly calm for when this vehicle goes supersonic. As the bleed gaseous oxygen mixes with that warm, humid Florida air, and that gives you the condensation clouds that you see.
Stage 2 block load is complete.
LD, go for launch.
Falcon 9 engine startup.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff.
M1D propulsion is nominal.
We have throttled the Merlins back up to full power. Next event will be maximum dynamic pressure. And there we are. We're going through the thickest portion of the atmosphere at the highest speeds. Now, major event coming up will be main engine cutoff. We'll separate the first stage from the second stage, and we will ignite the second stage engine called SES-1, the second stage engine start number 1.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
And we've
Second
got
stage
successful MVAC full power ignition. The view on the right shows the MVAC engine, the second stage now taking over, carrying the Starlink and Black Sky satellites to orbit. Now, next coming up will be fairing separation. There's a view of the fairing. And we confirm fairing separation. So the Falcon 9 second stage continues at full power, carrying the Starlink and Black Sky satellites to the first of 2 orbits. The first stage is continuing to coast to apogee, and then it will begin to fall back to Earth, and eventually 2 burns to land on the drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Heard confirmation of the Stage 1 entry burn startup. You can see those backlit grid fins.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
We've had confirmation of successful Stage 1 entry burn, and we're about a minute away from our landing burn. So we have briefly lost that first stage view, but we should get it back when we get closer to the drone ship. We're about 30 seconds out from the Stage 1 landing burn. Again, this is a single engine burn.
Stage 1 transonic.
It's the engine right in the middle. Stage 1 is transonic right now. We're about 10 seconds from landing burn start.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Heard the call out for the start of Stage 1 landing burn. You can see the clouds sort of lighting up there.
Start internal guidance.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Seco.
We've had confirmation of
Expected loss of signal, Cape.
second engine cutoff, and we're waiting for confirmation of good orbit out of this first burn here.
Nominal parking orbit insertion.
Wow, that was a beautiful view of the stage one as it came down there, lighting the clouds up.
All the way up the Starlink stack, and at the very top are the two black sky satellites. Second stage did 2 burns, put us into the circular orbit. We're about 400 kilometers circular right now, and we're coming up on the first of the 2 deployments, as I mentioned. That ought to be happening in about 30 seconds. We'll then go through a 6-minute period, actually about 5 minutes and change, and then we will get the second and final black sky rideshare satellite deployment. We're then going to go through another coast phase where we'll drop away briefly and then come back to see the 57 Starlink satellites deploy at T plus 1 hour and 33 minutes.
Global 7, deploy confirmed.
We've heard confirmation from the avionics engineer that Global 7, the first of the 2 black sky satellites, has successfully deployed. We're waiting to see if it might come into the field of view of the camera. This camera is mounted on what we call the payload attach fitting. It's a somewhat conical structure on the front of the second stage, and that's what the Starlink satellites are mounted on top of. That's the stack of satellites you see in the picture. And then at the very top are the 2 black sky satellites. And I think we're starting to get a view there. And right into the sunshine, or sun glare. Not sure yet if that's a reflection or... but I think we got a short view of it there, and then it's overpowered the field of view a little bit. The camera's still working though, so that's good. Now, as a reminder, way at the top of the stack, that's where the 2 satellites are. The second satellite will be separating in just over 4 minutes from now.
Starlink tension rod separation confirmed.
Heard the call out that we've had a successful deployment of our Starlink satellites. Oh, you can see the video just came back here of them floating away into space. To date now, we've sent 595 Starlink satellites into orbit. You can see on your screen there, the satellites are slowly separating from each other, and shortly they will deploy their solar arrays. Now, over the course of the next few days and weeks, these satellites will use their onboard ion thrusters to distance themselves from each other and enter their operational orbits.
Well, that brings our webcast to a close, and what a week it's been here at SpaceX. Now, if you're interested in future updates about Starlink launches, as well as general updates about future service availability, head over to starlink.com and sign up. As always, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next launch.